Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays Abiding Lies of AFTERBIRTH Plus. 33 wins in a row. You know, I didn't even notice last time. It's a palindromic win. That's a big one. 34. It's hard to spin you a yarn. What is an even number? I don't know. BC4A, 1GQE. Statistic. Oh, dude, never mind. Well, hold on a second. Run's getting hot right off the bat. You couldn't have just given me a spirit heart there. That's just like, I don't want to say ignorant, but it's ungrateful for all the things I've done for you, game. I'm being facetious, by the way. Anyway, DPS, amazing. Actual power, a little low. Just their actual prospects, maybe a little bit low. You know, we got anti-grav, which scares the crap out of me. Yo. We've got jar, which is, for now, useless, but I'm trying to focus on the positive. Maybe at some point, however unlikely it may be, we might be able to make it through there. At least we didn't get hit twice or get hit by a champion there. Probably should have popped Hanged Man here. Dude, this is freaking me out. Why are you so strong? How dare you? I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit under the gun here. I probably shouldn't, but 2 Spirit Hearts has got me freaking out. I feel like I'm not seeing the board that well. Shouldn't have taken damage on that last room, but you know what? You count backwards from 5, you get it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1. There you go. You gotta say 0 as well, I guess. Let's just go to the shop. If the shop has a Spirit Heart for sale, we're probably good. Of course, we also have, like, item room access. Remember, you cannot fly. I'm not gonna pick those up yet. I'm scared. We cannot fly. We just think we can fly because of the fact that we got the Hanged Man card a couple of rooms ago. We actually might be able to buy like a real item on the shop. There you go. See, I had to do this for my own confidence. Of course, if I had been hit, that would have been truly catastrophic. But we weren't, so turns out I'm a tactical genius. Now, just stay cool. Just stay cool. I don't know why I've gotten inside of my own head on this run. Things look like they shouldn't be in a dangerous place early. I tunnel visioned on that Spirit Heart. Dude, I don't know. I'm stoked that it's Small Rock, but I kind of temporarily wish it was just the Spirit Heart. And the speed down is actually potentially pretty horrible. Just work with me here. I beg you, a single Spirit Heart. It has been done. You get away. Alright. I think we're gonna be fine. Just keep in mind, we just gotta, you know, we live to the next floor. We get our Eternal Heart to pop. All of a sudden, we got HP. We could use the HP on a deal with the devil if we even need to use HP on the deal with the devil. Shoop the Whoop plus Small Rock is actually like an awesome payout on this floor. Not to mention Cube of Meat, although I was maybe hoping for something a little bit better. Alright, so we're alive. Let's move on. There was no reason for it to be that dangerous, but it was, temporarily. I don't even know how Mysterious Candy works as a trinket goes. I'll tell you, though, you know, at this point, I'm afraid to ask. I've been playing the game so long that, feel like all the magic with whatever skill I may or may not have might just unravel if I have to ask what a trinket actually does. I know we poop occasionally. I don't know if I don't mean in real life, by the way. I poop very, very regularly in real life. That's you might be saying nobody asked, but here's the thing. I know it's on your noggin. No Metamucil required. Although I did take Metamucil, there was a period of my... And I'm eating! It's okay, just get over it. Hold on. I don't think we'll take anything. It's just too risky. A friend of mine, and I do want to say that when I say a friend of mine, people always assume it's Josh or Michael A.L. Fox. It's very insulting. I'll have you know I have 1 or 2 friends that you are not aware of, okay? You always assume I'm protecting, you know, somebody else's identity, but the truth of the matter is I don't merely have 2 friends. I have upward, depending on the time of year, I could have 4 to 6 friends. And I'm not trying to brag, but, you know, you created a situation where I had to defend myself thusly. But, you know, when we were younger, we would just, you know, do young man things. Like, so there was this, period over the summer once where we were like, we should get jacked, you know? This is back in like my first year of university. We should just, this summer, we got 4 months, dude. How long could it possibly take to get just absolutely ripped? Probably like a week and a half, right? So we did this diet that was just basically just protein shakes and a multivitamin so you didn't die, and then also like probably like, depending on the quality of the fish oil pill, you know, I was taking like 10 fish oil pills a day just to feel like a human being. But anyway, during that period, I had to take a laxative. By the way, I would never recommend this, but it is recommended you take a laxative in like the course notes for this awful nutrition program. The reason you gotta do it is because your body is literally getting 0 fiber. I don't know, there might be some in like the casing for the fish oil pills, and I mean they might be made out of like plant cellulose or something is the only thing I could think of there, but you know, I never would wish on my worst enemy. I mean, we were supposed to do it for like a month. I did it for like 8 days and then was like, that's the end. And my friend did it for like 6 days. It's the kind of stuff you only want to do when you're young, you know? Now I'm like, dude, are you insane? First off, I don't need to get that shredded. As a 30-year-old man who works off camera most of the time, and moreover, I got nothing but time, you know? There's a negative to leaving that phase of your life to some extent. You know, you used to be able, I don't know if anybody else went through these phases when they were in like middle school and elementary school, and I'm so stoked I actually have like a topic to focus on now. I was bouncing around for a while. I don't have to talk about those awful bowel movements anymore that was like dropping a single plutonium bar into the toilet, never to be seen again. Anyway, you know, I remember, you know, you go on summer vacation from like 9th grade. You're like, I got 2 months. I can completely reinvent myself. Week 1, not worth it, not worth it. Week 1, push-ups, crunches. Anything, you know, you got 15-pound dumbbells in your garage? Okay, we're doing, every workout is now, you know, 15 pounds. 15-pound deadlifts, 15-pound squats, 15-pound wrist curls. Week 2, Madden came out. Week 8, crap. Going back to school, I haven't reinvented myself at all. As an adult, you know, you see people on the regular. You can't really do that. You can't disappear for 2 or 3 months and then pop back up and be like, surprise, I'm jacked now. Not that, you know, most people do that to begin with, but you lose out on the off season. Now you're always in season. Like, what's a vegetable that's always in season? I don't know. I've grown up in non-scarce times, so I don't... People, they seem to have an innate knowledge of when things are in season. I don't have an innate knowledge of when things are in season, and I actually thought we died there. I got so confused. I'm a degree holder from a Canadian university in the field of biology, which, depending on who you ask, it's basically the same as anatomy, zoology, botany, horticulture, gardening. Hey, can you check out this mole on my tricep? Yeah, you should get it checked out. But, like, in your personal opinion, do you think it looks like it could be troubling? I mean, like, I wouldn't really be confident in saying what I thought, because I don't really know, like, at all what a... But like, you know, based on your experience, would you say that this is something... Just go to the doctor, okay? Hold on. We've been to our item room. We got the mind. I'm headed down to the next floor. We're not going to have enough money to go to the shop. Everything's coming... is going okay here. Yeah, let's move on. So I'm going to caffeinate. I feel under-caffeinated right now. I think my play has been relatively in keeping with feeling a little under-caffeinated as well. It is early here. I'll tell you what, so here's what happened. This has been like my Thursday for a while now. I wake up and I go, Thursday. A day where I don't have to go to the gym. And I take it like really, really, you know, casually through the very opening steps of the day. You know, read the news, have a couple coffees, and then... I didn't say a cup of coffee, I said a couple coffees, I'll admit. But, then somebody sends a message in Discord, and I realize, oh, crap. Today's the day that me, Dan, and Mathis record. I totally forgot until, like, an hour before it's supposed to start. And I got my own stuff to do as well. So I am a little bit, you know, I don't want to say rushed, because we got plenty of time here. But, it's like it was an urgent task. Let's put it that way. I don't like to do things in my life urgently. If you give me notice to do something, if you're like, hey, tomorrow at 11 a.m., we need to go eat a piece of poop together. I would be like, you know what? I don't really want to, but... And the poop is not literal poop, by the way. It's just for the purposes of a metaphor here. But, you know, you have to do a task that you don't really find like you want to do. And that's the poop in this case. I'm like, you know what? I don't really want to eat that poop, but sure. Tomorrow I've got time to mentally prepare myself for the edible poop sort of eating contest, and I'll be there, all right? Thank you for letting me know in advance. But then, if you're like, hey, right now you need to eat a slice of chocolate cake, I'm like, that's where you're wrong, brother. Right now, I don't have to do anything. I think, I don't know how relatable it is. I feel like this is one of those ones where I might be, like, out there. But it's like, if you gave me the choice between doing... And I'm not a procrastinator. It's gonna sound like I'm a procrastinator based on this. I don't know what it is. I'm trying to tease it apart, be my own therapist on video. If you're like, hey, 8 out of 10 annoying thing to do tomorrow, or 4 out of 10 annoying thing to do literally right now, like you can't even wait a minute, I'll take the 8 out of 10 tomorrow. Every single time. I don't know what it is. It's like, it's not even about putting it off. I think it's that my brain is like, well, you got time to mentally run through how the poop will taste, what the consistency will be like, etc., then it's not going to be so bad. Shouldn't really describe eating a piece of chocolate cake as a 4 out of 10 bad, but... I mean, it's not my favorite cake. Dude, no bombs. We're putting in a rush shop here, so here's what I'm thinking. Let's go try to get a bomb, and then we'll see if the angel statue is open. If the angel statue is open, still, there will be... I mean, we got a pretty good run from the perspective of trying to get a Mega Satan win, for sure. I would rather fight Mega Satan than, like, any other optional boss in this whole freaking game. Oh, how did we not get hit there? That was incredible. Just a bomb. It's like, it's not that big of a deal. Just like, it's one of the consumables, you know, it's like a mother consumable, like a mother sauce, you know, the sauces that make up all the other sauces. I've forgotten them. One of them's definitely tomato. One of them, I think it is a bechamel. I don't remember. There was a time where I was into the culinary world a little bit more. Please. But, like, in general, I don't know. I find anticipation... Some people, you know, they, like, rack their brain. They would rather be blindsided by something than see it coming. And I think that's true. Not for me. I would rather see it coming, you know, 10 times out of 10. But I think there's people who, you know, they're like, oh man, if I'm gonna die, I really want to like just have it happen without me even noticing that it's gonna happen. And I'm like, dude, if I'm gonna die, I want to see it coming 44 years in advance. Like a good example, I'm trying to think. I'm floundering commentarily speaking here, making myself look mentally ill. What about the dentist? Because like the dentist, I have no problem with the dentist. I empathize with people who do. I mean, I guess when I see our accountant around tax season, I imagine that's how a lot of people feel when they go to the dentist. Is gotta be done, and you might not necessarily get bad news, but it's just kind of generally anxiety-inducing and unpleasant. Because, you know, you're not a professional. You never know. I never know if my accountant's going to be like, hey, the government owes you a lot of money. Or if he's going to be like, hey, you owe the government a lot of money. You know? It's, I mean, I do know, because we kind of follow that stuff throughout the course of the year so we don't get blindsided. But, I guess it's the same as the dentist for some people. They never know, you know, you're going to go to the dentist and he's going to be like, oh, your teeth are, you know, they got cavities in them. Or he's going to be like, you know, you've been doing a great job flossing. You should have my job, right? I'm not really like that. Like, we have a dentist appointment in a few weeks. I could not be less anxious about going to the dentist. It fits this new sort of stoic philosophy that I've been using all my Audible credits to learn about. Where, like, you know, pleasure is a vice that you have to essentially, you know, pay with unpleasantness for in order to enjoy a brief moment of respite. That's a little bit of a joke. But Seneca the Younger did say something sort of similar to that. But what does he know, dude? He was alive like 1,400 years ago. You know what his favorite song is? Probably some stupid song that goes like, la la lay, la 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 lay, la 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 lay. Dude's never even heard of Boards of Canada. But like, when I go to the dentist, what I think of the dentist is I'm like sitting in a chair. That's it, you know? And, you know, they use the hooks and the scrapers and the stuff, and the fluoride is not the best taste in the world. But to be honest, that stuff, I'm like, you know, I'm getting my teeth clean. This is a privilege. You know, if anything, I feel for the dental hygienist. We're like, oh, you know, I'm mildly uncomfortable. The dental hygienist is like, yeah, well, you know, you should smell your own breath, buddy. I gotta look in people's abscessed maws 7.5 hours a day. I don't want. So my sister-in-law is a dentist. She's actually like a super dentist. By which I mean, I'm not trying to besmirch general dentists. I'm just like, she's a dentist and then like 1 or 2 or 3 levels up from that. Like, she's got other things on her resume that she can do. And then I know you're like, orthodontist. Nah, she's not an orthodontist. She's got other titles. But she does do general dentistry. Anyway, I should ask her this question, but I'm worried we're not, like, you know, we have rapport, but maybe not to the extent that I would feel like I could get away with asking her. But, like, as someone who rarely has big dental problems, it really feels like the hygienists and assistants do the majority of the work. Don't shoot the messenger on this one, okay? I'm sure, like, if you got... I mean, let me put it this way. When I had my wisdom teeth taken out, a dentist did the wisdom tooth surgery. It wasn't... The dental hygienist wasn't in there with a hammer and chisel, like, busting up my molars under my gums, cutting into my jawbone. But, like, you know, for the most part, when I go into the dentist's office, the dentist comes in after, like, 45 minutes or 25 minutes, I guess, of cleaning, and then goes like, hey, we looked on these x-rays, and hey, my dentist, I like him a lot for a couple of reasons. One is he always gives us a discount, I think. They do the thing where they go, oh, you guys don't have insurance? Okay. And I feel the need to point out, dental care, not free in Canada. Common misconception. Medical care free, dental care for whatever reason does not get covered. Same with glasses. You pay for your own glasses, eye exams, etc., etc. But anyway, They always go like, oh, you don't have insurance? And then they just cut the bill by like, you know, 30 to 50%. And I'm like, dude, that's cool. I mean, we could have handled it, but I really appreciate it. But secondarily, he always comes in and he'll show me like my x-rays and be like, what do you think about this? And I'm like, dude, what do you think I think about it? I don't even know. If you told me that was my mouth, I believe you. If you told me that it was somebody else's mouth, I believe you too. I don't even know, you know, I don't even know what I'm looking at. And he's like, you know, you see this shadow right here? He's been talking about the same shadow for like 5 years. You see this shadow right here? And I'm like, brother, that's an x-ray. 80% of the thing is a shadow. And I just go, yo, He's like, what do you think about that? I don't know, what do you think about it? I think we should just wait and see. All right, dude. Well, it's been a great professional consultation as always. I'm glad that the two brightest dental minds came together to come to a shared diagnosis and course of treatment for this, the shadow that may or may not exist behind like my third molar. We're good. Yeah. Anyway, the most unpleasant part of going to the dentist's office for me, I mean, on a physical level, is when they start getting the hooks out and they start, you know, digging into your teeth. Gums bleed a little bit. Yeah, I know. If you floss more, your gums won't bleed. Yeah, but then I would spiritually bleed more because I'd be flossing every day. However, I will say, this is the first dentist appointment since we had our Sonicare toothbrush. I'll tell you why. We were supposed to go to the dentist last July, then both Kate and I got outrageously ill. Like, ill enough that I felt like if we went to the dentist's office, we would be like biological weapons, and they would just tell us to leave anyway. I mean, I don't want to infect a healthcare professional with whatever we had last summer. Anyway, and then, you know, I called them, and I was like, we can't come in today. And they were like, that's okay. And then we just sort of didn't call them for a while, because I was like... It's like we had ghosted our dentist, and I was embarrassed. And then they called us, and they were like, you know, it's been a while since you went to the dentist. And I was like, okay, we're cool. So anyway, we're going back. But this is the first time we've gone back since having these Sonicares. I'm hoping that they're going to be like, wow, you started flossing. And I'll be like, yeah. But in reality, it's just the toothbrush is so good, it fools dentists into thinking you flossed. You know what I mean? I don't know where I'm going with this. But anyway, the most actual uncomfortable thing about being at the dentist's office for me personally is having to make conversation with the dental hygienist for a couple of reasons. One of which is, and she's a perfectly, like, she's a nice human being. She's nicer than I am, obviously. But it's almost like talking to, like, one of my parents' friends in the sense, like, she knows that I make money playing video games on the internet, but like a lot of people that are not in the bubble, she doesn't really like understand what that entails. And she's like, well, you should talk to my nephew. And I'm like, lady, listen to me. Is your nephew this hilarious? If so, get in touch. But otherwise, hey, you're kind of... Yeah, I don't know, man. I just like people are not trying to be insulting; they're just trying to be relating. But they're like, "Hey, you know this career like you've spent your adult life on? I should really introduce you to my 8-year-old family member." And I'm like, "Lady, I got skills, okay? I've been cultivating a series of skills to use at this job. It's not just play video games, all right? It's also make references to 1990s television programs." Songs, etc., etc. I don't know why we even did this room in hindsight. I mean, I guess we're not going to be fighting Mega Satan unless we get a Joker card or something. So one reason is that, I mean, you know, we don't necessarily have a lot of shared ground, but who cares? You know, she makes basically conversation for a living. I mean, that sounds rude. She engages in conversation on a daily basis. Like, she's better at it than I am, I guess is what I mean. It's not like her job is to talk. Her job is to, well, now I was going to say her job is to clean, and that sounds even worse, but I mean, it's kind of true. Clean teeth. Regardless, it's a noble profession, nobler than mine. Okay. But the most awkward part is that, and I'm sure this seems like a universal thing when you go to the dentist, but The dental hygienist will be like working on my teeth, and then she'll ask me questions, and then she'll like remove the tools from my mouth so I can answer, but I still can't really like open or close my mouth or use my tongue that much. So I just gotta go like, and that's like, it's really hard. It's like having a conversation over a pager or something like that. She'll be like, what'd you do this weekend? And I go, you know, like you can't really. I'm just worried we're not really sharing our human experiences with one another as much. I'm not saying we should just be silent. Although I will say, one of the best dentist appointments I ever had was I went in on like a Saturday, and instead of the normal dental hygienist, there was just an old dude there who I'm pretty sure only works on Saturdays. Because, I mean, you're a retired professional. I mean, working 1 day a week is almost like taking a 1 day vacation weekly from your retirement, probably, right? Plus, you get a little stipend out of it anyway. But he was basically like, yeah, I'm a retired dentist, but I like come in here on Saturdays. And then during the entire appointment, he said like one word. Well, he said like one sentence. You know, I have like but before I had my wisdom teeth taken out, I had like a very sensitive area in my mouth, and he was like, does that hurt? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, you should get your wisdom teeth taken out. And I'm like, yeah. And then I did. I haven't seen him since. I gave him a 5 out of 5 on Yelp, though. He deserved it. It was like having an Uber driver that doesn't talk to you. It's like, he's a unicorn. Also, my dentist has TVs on the ceiling, which is cool, but they were clearly built in like the year 2004. They're like 13-inch flat screens that are, for whatever reason, flat but still enormous. And it's been playing the same DVD of American National Parks since the first time I went there in 2012 or 2013. This is like 6 years of like Monument Valley, Zion National Park, Joshua Tree. Like, it just, and it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but like, you know, 45 minutes of staring at the same national parks times 2 times a year times, you know, 6 years. I'm starting to feel like I'm an old boy, you know, just eating the same dumplings every single day. I'm getting like a PTSD, having my wisdom teeth taken out, which I don't want to make anybody anxious. What I will say is that having my wisdom teeth taken out, and I was anesthetized, but I was not under general anesthesia, which means I was not quote-unquote knocked out. I was just, you know, I had Novocaine or whatever painkiller they use locally in your mouth. So, you know, if you're getting your wisdom teeth taken out and one of 2 things is true, don't worry. One of 2 things is you're either knocked out, I've been generally anesthetized as well, you'll be fine. The other one is you're younger than I was. I was like 26 when I had him taken out. If you're younger than I am, don't freak out. If you're 26 or older and you're not generally anesthetized, just prepare yourself. Depending on the way they grow in, it might be fine, but it was very uncomfortable. And I would like downright, I mean, I was feeling pain. Some of the most pain I've ever felt. Now, I've lived a pretty cushy life, but I have had surgery on a very sensitive area of my body, which entailed, required some recovery as well, which was fairly painful, but simultaneously, like, in the moment, this was probably worse. So you got, like, 90 minutes of this dude, like, chiseling away at your jawbone, trying to get your teeth from being embedded in your skull, and you're looking up, and you're like, oh, the devil's finger. What a beautiful rock formation. If I ever go, I'm gonna head to enter a fugue state. I don't even know where it is. Is the devil's finger a real thing? Look, I'll be honest, I mostly just try to zone out at the dentist. I'm like, I could be recording Isaac right now. Speaking of which, this run, I don't think we played very well at all, but I think we hit a certain stride by the end of it, at least. I was really worried. Like, at the start, I had no Isaac confidence at all. We came back, you know, Wouldn't necessarily say we had the most respectable performance of all time, but hey, a win is a win, and we did what we had to do, which in this case was not die on the first floor and live long enough to get Tech X and Infestation 2. By doing that, we secured ourselves a spot in the 34 win club. Only tens of thousands of people have accomplished this task in the past, including myself about 6 times. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It's a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya.